First, explain who you are and what you're doing here at MCM.
I'm Edward K. Coles. I'm here showcasing a game I've made with Arpeggio Games. We're a small independent company. We're showcasing Song of the Firefly. It's a exploration platforming game set in a post-apocalyptic England. It's all about finding your way around the city, looking for your friend Sarah, who's gone missing. And throughout that, there's all sorts of mysteries and secrets that are there to find out, and through the exploring of the city you'll be discovering all of the hidden stories that are going on there.
What influences have you had on the game?
There have been all sorts of influences from loads of different genres. Metroid is a big influence on us here. We wanted to capture that exploration feel of searching through the world, but we wanted to transform it into a sort of more 3D aspect. As well as that, we've had Eco, is a game that's had quite a big influence because that has a wonderful world feel, and we wanted to capture something similar to that. Limbo is a game that's quite heavily influenced a lot of the style. There have been hundreds of influences from all over, little bits and pieces though, from all over the gaming scene that have just come together to make, that we've picked out and tried to put together to make a really coherent, really nice, unique experience that I don't think you can get really anywhere else.
You have a sort of a light and shadow mechanic in the game. How is that going to work into the final product?
Well, so the idea is that as you're exploring around, you'll find these fireflies, which are lighting up the environment, and as you collect those, you can store them in your lantern, which you can turn on and off at any point. The lantern acts as a sort of shield from shadow creatures that are sort of harassing you, trying to attack you, and you use that as a way of warding against those. But it's depleting all the time. You use up the fireflies you collect, so there's an element of resource management. You have to try and work out when you actually really need to use that shield and the light, and when you can risk going alone in the dark without it, and trying to balance that with maybe risking it in a section that maybe you might be able to get through without it is going to be a really core element of the difficulty of the game, and that's really where most of the challenge comes from. And there's also going to be there's a scientist, Dr. Williams, who wants the fireflies to help power some of his machinery. So you're going to also need to use those fireflies to give to him to help progress the story. So there's all sorts of things that these fireflies are used for, and the light is really there to protect you, but also in doing so you sacrifice the resource that you're finding around the city.
With you being entirely independent, have you considered having a publisher for the game?
We've considered it. We think we can make the game in totally independent funding using Kickstarter, which we're currently running at the moment, and some more independent investment, because that gives us a lot more freedom in how we can make the game in the vision that we have, and make it absolutely what we think will be best for the game, without any of the licensing restrictions that come with a publisher. Not saying that a publisher would necessarily be a bad thing, but we think we can do it as with that now. If people want to find you on Kickstarter, how should they find you? You can get to the Kickstarter through our website, which is arpeggiogames.com. You could also search for Song of the Firefly on Kickstarter, and that'll bring it up there fairly easily. Those are the primary ways we're leading people into the Kickstarter.